Saturday. This is the first Saturday of the month. I can't believe it. Oh my goodness, we are here. Hello to Tamisha. Happy Saturday. Hello to my moderator, Twitch. Good morning. Let's roll. Start your watch. I'm gonna do that right now, actually. Start your watch. If you haven't already, let's go ahead and start it so then at least we know it's on, right? We're working on hips. It's chair yoga time. So we have our chair, and of course, we have to pick our intention word. We do that every single practice. So pick an intention for your practice. Hey, Tingy, hey girl, I see you in a minute. Hey. All right, let's go ahead and pick our intention word. Before we get into it, I'm gonna turn this down just a little bit. It probably isn't loud, but for me, it feels loud. All right. Now, yesterday was Blossom. Hopefully, this year and yourself has blossomed into some really good things. So let's see what we got. All right, I'm gonna just pick this one here. I'm gonna take that one out and set it aside. And oh, all right. So I'm gonna set these over on the side. Today's intention word. Are you ready? It's risk. Risk. Ooh. No risk, no reward. How many risks are you taking? Sometimes we're so afraid of failure that we don't even try. We don't even put ourselves out there because you're like, you know what? It sounds risky. I don't want to do it. But sometimes taking those risks, taking those leaps, we're going to get an even better reward. So think about that, how we spin it, right? So today's intention word is risk. All right, we're going to take a risk on this chair because this chair is set up with arms, right? And typically, when I talk about chair yoga, we try to have something that doesn't have any wheels or arms on it. Today is not the case. Got to work with what you got. So, we're going to work with this chair. Feel free to grab your chair, preferably something that doesn't have any wheels on it, and preferably something that doesn't have any arms on it. But I like to improvise and I like to show you these things because sometimes you don't have those things readily available in your home. And so, this is also the best place to get that going. So, we're going to go ahead and first come to a nice, comfortable seat. Begin to breathe in and out. Give yourself that opportunity to not only physically arrive, but mentally arrive here in the present, seated on your mat or on the chair, wherever you are, just allowing yourself to be there. Maybe tapping those toes a little bit, giving yourself that opportunity to just settle in. And when we think back and we think about all the risks, maybe even just this year that we've taken, how did some of those things turn out? Sometimes we're so afraid of the unknown that we just can't let ourselves even try. So just think about that for a little bit. Let that sink in. Breathe. It's going to take a few more cycles of breath. And gently, as we take our next inhale, we're going to exhale, bringing our chin down. And inhale, taking our chin up. And exhale, taking that chin back down. We're going to take our chin up one more time. Let's take our arms up to meet. Lift up through the chest. Gaze up. We're going to bring those hands, interlace them together. Relax your shoulders. Going to hinge it over towards that right side. Ooh. Just noticing that side body. Then back up to center and over to the opposite side. And back up to center. We're going to gently hinge it forward, bringing our hands all the way down. Come down. Bring your hands towards your feet in your seated forward fold. with every exhale, as we surrender our body in that forward fold, maybe even tucking our chin. Relax your shoulders. Maybe even bringing your knees out a little bit wider to allow your body to surrender a little bit more into the center. Take 2 full cycles of breath. And nice and gently, as you went in, we begin to lift ourselves back up. We're going to take our hands onto our thighs. That's going to help us to press into those hands and push back up. Give it a little circle around. Let's pause. We go the opposite way with our circle. There we go. Come back to center. I want you to take your heels up. So heels come up, toes stay down. Maybe you feel a little snap, crackle, pop. That's okay. Press the toes into the ground. Lift the heels. And on that exhale, we're going to release the heels down, and let's bring the toes up. So heels are down, toes are up. You can spread the toes. Breathe. We're working into those shins. And release everything down. We can tap out the toes. Ooh, that can be a little bit of work right there. All right, we're going to come to that right leg. So this is my left, your right. Remember, I'm your mirror. We're going to slowly bring that knee in. So bring that knee in towards the chest. Maybe it can rest on the chair. That's fine. Bringing that knee into your chest. And let's give it a rock from side to side. Notice how your hips feel. Just as you bring it around from side to side. We're going to hold on to that foot, cross that leg over. Now, if you're seated with a chair that has arms on it, feel free to readjust, maybe even come forward. As we come forward, we have ourselves into that almost pigeon pose, our seated pigeon pose. Readjust that foot to where that ankle and knee are right in alignment. Preferably even if that ankle is right on top of the knee, right underneath the knee. All right, we're going to stay like this just to open up our hips, but we're going to start to do some movement with our arms. Are you ready? All right, let's take our arms out to a T. Now I want you to bring the arms out as if you're giving yourself a nice big hug, coming in for a big hug. Bring your arms out behind you as far back as they can go. Maybe they can go a little bit further back. Maybe a little bit further back. And then I want you to give yourself the tightest hug ever. So slowly bring your arms in. Cross it, cross it, cross it. As tight as you can give it. Even give it a little shake from side to side. Whew. All right, now let's remember which arm is on top, all right? Remembering which arm is on top, let's bring it right back out. Nice and slow. Nice and slow. Remembering this arm was on top, so whichever arm, remember which arm was on top. Let's take it all the way back again. All the way back again. Maybe a little bit further back. Maybe a little bit further than that. Relax the shoulders. And let's bring it in for another hug. Now that top hand is now going to be on the bottom. Breathe. Let's hug it in. Hug it in nice and tight. Give it a rock from side to side. Ooh. Let's take it all the way back out. Hold your arms out. Take those arms up towards the ceiling. Bringing those arms up overhead. On that exhale, let's bring it down. Bring the hands all the way down. Now here you may feel this on your hips. Feel free, you can always readjust. Keep your arms here. Whatever feels good. But if it feels good, just let those arms hang out. Now noticing in your hips if you're leaning over towards that bent knee. We want to even out our bodies. Let's take a full cycle of breath. We're going to take the hand on the same side as the thigh, press into the thigh, press into both thighs, lift yourself up. Oh. Let's Let's give it a little circle around. And let's pause. Let's go the opposite way. Yes. All right, keeping it just like that. We're gonna bring those arms up overhead. Gaze up towards the hands. Let's turn in the direction of our knee and let's look behind us. Open up your shoulders. Now, if you are expecting, we want to keep those turns right here, so not anything outside of the knee. Listen to your body and listen to your doctor, most importantly. We're gently going to come back to center. We're going to uncross that leg. We're going to shake it out. Inhale, bring those arms up overhead. Exhale, we forward fold. Breathe. Relax the head. Release the shoulders. Take one more full cycle of breath and slowly bring it all the way up. We're going to hug our knee into our chest, so hug that knee in. Ooh, give it a little rock from side to side. We're working our hips on this side. All right, let's grab onto the foot. Let's cross it over. One side is always different, so feel free to readjust your body wherever you need to. This is your practice again, so readjust your body in whatever way that feels good to you. We're going to bring ourselves nice up and center. Let's begin to bring those arms up overhead. Oof. Relax the shoulders. And let's begin to bring it forward fold. So take the hands all the way down in front. Release the hands. Now you may notice that one side may be a little bit different, and that's okay. Listen to your body. You may be able to go a little bit deeper on this side or maybe a little less deeper, but that's okay. Listen to your body. We're feeling that hip. Maybe again, you can always readjust and modify to stay just like this. Release the shoulders. Breathe. Tune into your body. See if you're leaning over to one side. If you are, attempt to just even out your hips. So you'll notice that in your hips. If your body and your hips feels off, feel free to just readjust how that feels in your body. So maybe those hands are down in front. We're going to come out of it by taking our hand on our thigh and then the opposite hand on our thigh. Press into the thighs as we lift ourselves up. Breathe. Take those arms back up overhead. We're going to then turn towards the direction of our knee. Gently look behind you. Release the shoulders. Release the tension on the back. Let's gently bring it back up to center. Bring the arms back up overhead. Exhale, let's bring those hands down. Woo. We're going to bring that knee back into our chest. And exhale, let's release it down. Let's give it a shake. All right. Can we heel toe those feet out nice and wide as our chair? Now, if we're in a chair that has arms on it, what we're going to do is push that chair back a little bit and come forward because we have to do a little bit more work on that hip, right? We're working on hips this month, and not even this month, but this focus in this series. So we got one more in the series, all right? I got one more for you. Now, we're going to take our right knee, and we're going to begin to bring that knee down. And we're going to spin ourselves over to the left side. So we're going to take that knee down. Spin ourselves over. Now, if you have a chair that doesn't have arms, you can definitely bring that foot out to the side. If not, we readjust. We readjust. So we're going to take that hip all the way off of the chair. So readjust your body and how that looks for you. We're going to point in that direction. So adjust your body to point in the direction of the same direction as your knees. We're going to take that outside hand, so that hand that's on the outside of the chair, inside of the chair, arm, it's on the back of the chair if you have one. And we're going to lift that arm up overhead. And we're going to lean towards the back of the chair, opening up our side body and hip. Gaze up. Continue that lift through the chest and gently bring it back up. Bring that arm back down. Can we do that 2 more times? 2 more times just like that. Let's take that arm up. Hinge it over towards the side. Breathe. Take it back. We got 1 more just like that. Hinge it over. Remembering not to crunch into your side body, but keeping that side body nice and lifted. You can gaze up towards that elbow, stacking shoulder over shoulder. And bring it back up. Ooh. Can we bring both arms up? Maybe, maybe not. Again, depending on how we are on our chair, I'm going to readjust my foot just a little bit more. Maybe if it feels good, you can slide that back foot back for leverage. Open up the hip. So we're going to bring those arms into goalpost arms, right? So bring them in the goalpost arms and let them back out. Goalpost arms and let it back up. We're going to start to hinge ourselves forward when we bring ourselves to goalpost arms. So goalpost arms, hinge forward. Take it back up, bring it back up to center. Goalpost arms, hinge it forward. And let's take it back up. Oh, let's do 1 more just like that. Hinge it. And let's take it back up. We bring our hands down. We come back into the center. Let's give it a little rock. All right. You know we got another side. So you remember that sequence? We got the same thing on the next side. So let's bring it down. Readjust your body. Again, you're welcome to stay just like this. Just like this, you can always leverage that foot out a little bit deeper if that feels good for you. Readjust, knee right over ankle. Hand towards the back of the chair if you have one, outside hand down in the front. Let's go ahead and bring it over. Keep that lift in the hip. We're dropping that front knee, dropping that front hip off of the chair. Take that hand down. Lift it over towards the side. Lean into that side body. Breathe. And take it back up. We got 1 more. Remember, we did 3 on the other side. We got 1 more. Let's bring it in. Lift through the chest. Look towards that elbow. Take it back down. Whew. How does that feel in your body? All right, can we bring both arms overhead if that feels good? Again, you can bring that leverage in. Readjust your body as needed. Now, once you're here, remember we have those goalpost arms. We bring it down. We take it right back up. Bring it down. Take it right back up. Are we ready to add that movement in the upper body? So let's lean it forward. Let's take it back up. Lean it forward. You got this. Take it back up. Now I noticed that my front knee was leaning in, so I readjusted that knee to be right over ankle. Let's do 1 more just like that, just for good measure. Take it right back up. We drop those hands down. We come back into our seated position in front. Rock the knees out. All right, we got this. right, come back to center. I'm going to come back a little on my chair. I want you to take the soles of your feet to touch. Soles of the feet to touch. We're going to drop our knees towards the ground. You can come up onto the front of your chair where just your hips kind of come off of the chair. Relax your hips here. Let's sit up nice and tall. We're going to sit up nice and tall. We're going to place our right hand on our right hip. Right hand on our right hip. Let's sweep that left arm up overhead. Lift up through the chest. You got this. Bring it down. We're going to take that hand all the way down and let's lift the opposite arm up. Let's take it down. We're going to take that left hand onto the left hip. You got this. Now let's bring it up. We're hinging over. Oof. Draw the navel in. Lift up through the chest. Take it down. Bring that opposite arm up. And let's take it down. Roll out the shoulders. Let's take the feet back onto the ground. Let's give it a rock. Shake it out. I want you to come back onto that chair. Grab that right knee into the chest. Hug it in. Give it a little rock from side to side. Ooh. All right, here's where we're going to make it a little bit more challenging. So you're welcome to hold your knee just like this. Or maybe you release one hand. One hand, hold on to the bottom of the chair because you likely shouldn't have an arm. You can hold on to the bottom of the chair and we're going to just rock from side to side. We rock from side to side. If you have an arm to your chair, feel free to bring yourself forward. We're going to bring that knee out to the side. So take that knee out to the side. If you have an arm to the chair, you may have to lift it up a little bit. Readjust that bottom foot. Breathe. You got this. Let's take it back to center. Now here we're going to make it a little bit more challenging. So you're welcome to stay here at level 2 or holding both and taking it out. Or you can hold the bottom of both arms and then bring that knee out to the side with just your knee strength. Holding that hip here. We're getting that strength into the knee. Holding that knee out. Holding it up. We're drawing that strength here from that hip. Slowly bringing it back to center. Lower down. Let's shake it out. Whew. All right, same thing on the opposite side. So let's hug it in. We're hugging it in with both arms. You got this. Whew. Let's move it around in a circle. All right, now let's see if we can take it a little bit further. Maybe we hold on and we release one hand. And we move it around to a circle. And then we bring it out to the side. Holding here, breathe. And then we gently take it back in. Level 3 again, if you want to release, you can hold on with both arms wherever it's comfortable. And we're going to take it out to the side with just that knee strength, just that hip strength. We're drawing that energy right here from the hip. Breathe, hold it, hold it. You can wiggle the toes if that feels good. And take it gently back to center, nice and controlled, and lower it down. Oh, let's shake it out right here. Now I'm going to bring myself a little bit further up on the chair and lean towards the back if you have a back of the chair. It's going to look just like this. So we're going to lean back. We're going to hug one knee in. Both knees come in. Now you're welcome if the back of the chair isn't necessary. You can always lift through the chest. Breathe. Now we're going to hold on to now the backs of our legs. Feel free to stay right here in this position. So maybe you'd like to hold on to the back of the legs. Maybe you'd like to lift one leg up. Breathe. Notice how that feels in the body. Let's release it down. Maybe we release the other leg up. Doesn't have to be high. It can be right here. Wherever is comfortable. Take a few seconds to breathe and release it down. And then maybe you try both legs. Maybe you just lift it high here. Maybe just here. Whatever is comfortable for you. Maybe you stretch it out a little more. It's up to you. This is your practice. Breathe, lift through the chest. And exhale, release the knees. Lower them down. Give it a rock from side to side. We're going to place our feet to be out in front of us about 90 degrees. Bringing our arms down by our side, lifting those arms up overhead. And on that exhale, we hinge it forward right here at the hips. Lower ourselves down. Release the head. Surrender the shoulders. I want you to heel toe out those feet. Allow your body to come into the center. Surrender down a little bit more. Take a full cycle of breath. And slowly begin to bring yourself up with one hand on the thigh and both hands on the thigh. We're going to take our chin, bring it up towards the ceiling. And gently bring it back. Give yourself a little rotation around. Feel free to take any movement that feels good to you. Maybe it's a seated happy baby. Maybe it's even a standing forward fold. Whatever feels good to you before we come to that final pose. So again, you can do a happy baby seated, and a seated happy baby would then be bringing that foot in, bringing it back. And you can always take a half happy baby or take both, whichever one feels good. You can take those pigeons again. So wherever you are, I invite you to take 2 more breaths wherever you are. And then begin to get nice and comfortable into your seated Shavasana. So as we uncross our legs, bring our feet to be planted on the ground. Taking your hands into your lap. Release the tension on the knees. Now maybe this practice itself was a risk. Maybe you took some challenging poses that you didn't know you could do. And I'm sure you did well. You modified, you listened to your body. That's the same thing that we do in life. We first listen to our intuition, we listen to our body, and then we take the risk. Life is full of risk. And don't think of it as a negative. It can always even be a positive risk that you can take. Take a chance on you. So as we continue to get into our Shavasana, releasing those shoulders, maybe even moving them around, unclenching your jaw, maybe bringing that gaze down towards your knees. If it feels good, you can slowly close your eyes and release that tension in between the brows. Are you taking a risk with yourself? Are you super cautious? Sometimes we have to take those risks. Sometimes we take calculated risks. Just letting that sink in. Just noticing the rise and fall of your chest. I'm going to take another 2 breaths of silence. And as slowly as we came into it, we gently wiggle our fingers, move our toes, start to bring that awareness back into our body. We're going to move our shoulders, bring them up, and gently relax them down. Take those hands to heart center. I want to thank you for allowing me to be part of your day. I really, really appreciate it. And I have to say that first because we just came off of a whole gratitude month. So I thank you, thank you, thank you. I want you to thank yourself. You took the risk. You showed up today. So thank yourself for that. Thank your body as well for supporting you and maybe even some of those challenging and risky poses. So thank yourself and thank your body. And I want you to continue to take that risk on you, right? This is life. It's full of risks and challenges. And guess what? Reward. I want you to make sure that you're keeping that in mind. So take this energy with you off the mat and share it with others because energy is infectious and we want to share the good stuff. Until next time, I cannot wait to practice with you again. Namaste. All right. All right. I hope that your shoulders and not only just your hips are happy. I hope you enjoyed the practice. Remember to give it that thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I thank you so much. We're coming out to the end of this year. I cannot believe it went by so fast. It went by so quickly. So I thank you so much for being a part of it. I thank you to all of my loyal, like day ones up in here. I see Tangi, Tamisha. I know we got Jessica, who's always on the replay. We also have, it's so many people. I'm trying to name them all. Flo, Jackie, all the day ones. I love it. So thank you so much for being a part of it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's always those thank yous. I thank you so much for that. Even Bima, who's always on here as well. So thank you. I hope that you enjoy the practice. For December, I am going to be slowing things down. So there are going to be some pre-recorded ones coming up for December because for holiday, and I want to be as present as I can. So you're going to get some pre-recorded ones, so it won't be a live one. But I want you to enjoy those. I actually have some traveling to do, so I hope to take and record something nice and juicy for you for that. So enjoy. I'm gonna be popping in and saying hello because I always do a recap of the year and be looking for that one. So I cannot wait to see you again. Thank you so much. Please keep in contact. You know I told you I have the retreat coming up. So be on the lookout for that. If you're not on my email list, definitely get on it. All right. See ya until next time. Bye bye. Bye bye.